This is Phantom Electric Ghost, and we're talking about the song Inner Passion Collapse. And this is a song that I have my alter ego, Josephine Electric, singing. And she's my female inner self. And this particular song, Inner Passion Collapse, is pretty much another way of talking about erectile dysfunction. And basically, she's using a poetic term of inner passion collapse to talk about how her partner basically can't get it up and can't complete the act. And my character of Josephine is a very overtly sexual female, and she's very aggressive and very honest about how she feels. And in this song, she's trying to parse it a little bit. But basically, she's just indicating that, she is that sexual being and she flaunts it, and her partner really can't actually complete or be with her in that way because he just has a problem. So this song has some things that are kind of interesting. The main keyboard is a heavy analog sound, but it's actually being done on a JDXI, which is a behavioral kind of modeling type of synth. Even the analog part, I don't know if it's actually not that full analog part. I'm using an LFO through the digital part that sounds very analog. And probably because of the way I processed it with some of the effect processing and the mastering after the fact. But the main riffs going on are all coming from the Roland JDXI, which shows you how good that synth is. In this particular song, I'm not using the VTO3 vocal transformer for Josephine. I'm using the JDXI vocoder on the soprano mode, which is how Josephine Electric is created. Everything else on this is typically what I do is I use an Arturia BeatStep Pro, and I program drums coming from the JDXI through the BeatStep Pro to extend the patterns longer than what you can do on the JDXI natively. And so I can extend through the chain pattern capability, a lot more drum rhythm patterns and percussion sections on the song. And I live record it track by track into a Zoom. And at the time I was using the Zoom R16. Now I'm using the Zoom R24, which is R16 is a 16-track digital recorder from Zoom. It's a Japanese digital recorder, records at 24-bit audio quality, except that the 24 seems to record a little bit higher level quality, has a more headroom. The signal processing seems cleaner. The vocals come out more clear. Everything sounds a little bit more pristine, even though it indicates that it's just 24 tracks more. It seems to process the sound better. And so a lot of the songs that in my catalog, you can kind of tell there's a difference between the R16 sounds of stuff coming that was written in 2016, 2017. Stuff written in 2018 is all R24. And if you listen to my catalog, you'll hear there is a difference. In some cases, I'm going back and taking songs that haven't been fully, put into collections and re-recording them with the R24 because of the quality difference. We also use Landar.com to do our final mastering. We do some mastering on the R24 itself after we initially record, and then we do a second level of mastering on Landar. And then everything is in a WAV file format, and then we push it out to the different streaming services through Landar, which has a way to do that. We have been writing songs this year for a bunch of different collections. There's a bunch of different stuff we've been working on. Some of the collections we have are, everybody can see it. A lot of it is just singles right now on Spotify and Apple Music, but on our SoundCloud, you can actually see the method to our madness. We have some collections out there that we've done. Dark Ghost is the primary project we were working on this year. We have kind of devolved into other, maybe not devolved, but we had some issues with funding, and we weren't able to put out Dark Ghost this year. We were working with ChenroBello.com to do the artwork for it, but we had a funding issue, so we just have it out there as singles, and the kind of full concept is out there on SoundCloud, but it's not a full published, full concept as an album anywhere but there. But we do now have the ability for fan support through this platform. So folks that want to see Dark Ghost come out as a CD or vinyl, you can help us out by contributing to the Phantom Electric Ghost Expansive Sound Experiment podcast. And you can contribute at $1 a month, $5 a month, and $9.99 a month. And we'll be able to get that money, a percentage of it, to go toward our podcast and to also going toward the projects of getting these albums released. If we are able to get enough supporters and we see who these supporters are, we will find ways to get you special gifts and different incentives and things in the future. So yeah, if you want to check it out and help us, because we interview indie artists. This particular format here is where we talk about particular songs, but we interview indie artists from around the world. We've interviewed the Canadian artist Rain, Kenda Erica, who is a top 10 Billboard artist, Kendra Black, who's done a song with Snoop Dogg, the punk band of two brothers, The Muted, Sex with Coasters, which we just interviewed from Pennsylvania, Lexa Terrestrial from Pittsburgh, we interviewed a couple of weeks ago, and The Heritage from Bermuda, and we're hoping to do a project with them where we're going to collab with them. So we've done a lot of cool things. We have a lot of things going forward that we'll be talking to artists on this platform. We like to push out interviews, and now we're able to be on Spotify for our interview platform, as well as Apple Music and Anchor itself. So again, if you feel that we're doing something cool, or if you have suggestions for people you'd like us to interview, and see if you can lobby them to want to talk to us, that would be great. We're always looking for bands to interview, indie bands, and in some cases we do get to run into artists that were in the top 10 of the Billboard. But we're always looking for artists at any level that are doing something that we're interested in. We're interested not in just electronic music. We've interviewed artists to do punk music, alternative music, DJs. We interviewed DJ Linata on our Spearman platform. We're going to see if we can push that interview back out to Anchor, which we're probably going to do shortly. So we have a lot of cool things going on. The projects that are out there right now on SoundCloud there's a project called Untoward F Like You, Feelings of Love Usually Hurt, Phantom Dark Black Night, and Dark Ghost, the Spider Puppets. These are all the projects we've been doing this year that have, the sound processing through the Zoom R24. A lot of these projects also include the Moog Mother 32 and the Moog DFAM, Drummer from Another Mother. We've been using a Eurorack solution from Arturia, the Eurorack R6U, and in that we're using a Mother 32 and a DFAM along with some Make Noise modules, the Math Utility module, which is really phenomenal for processing sound, and also the Make Noise Morphogene, which we've used extensively on Dark Ghost. It's some very cool songs we've been able to do with that. There's a lot of really innovative sound processing and the time shifting and just the control of a sample. We've been using that tool for Make Noise, the Morphogene, to sample our own material and then kind of reimagine it and rework it into new material. And we found it's a very awesome machine. We'll be able to do samples up to 3 minutes long and do very significant structural changes to those samples and use them to create all new music. And in some cases, sometimes when we put it back out through our publishers, they don't even recognize that some of the material is material we previously published. And they can't recognize the sample, which is pretty cool to show that how significantly different the machine can modify sound. And so it can actually deconstruct a sample to a degree that makes it unrecognizable even by copyright systems. Not that means you should go and take somebody else's music and use it, but it just shows you how radically different it does change it and makes it into something new. So we're very excited about the things that we're doing, and we're always on the lookout for a co-host. And part of the funding issue is like if we can get a co-host and we start getting funding support, maybe we can help give them a little bit of a stipend for doing the show with us. So we would like to see if we can get individuals that would want to just do it for the love of interviewing indie artists and being able to go out and do product reviews. We've been kind of neglecting our product reviews this year. We used to do a lot of them back in 2017. We have a lot of stuff we can actually review this year, a lot of new material. We have an Arturia 2 microboot. We've got the Arturia 6U. We've got the Make Noise modules and the DFAM. So there's a lot of cool stuff we could, an SD Studio Electronics microphone system. Some really cool things that we could talk about this year. And we just have, we're doing a lot of things, and we drive for Uber and Lyft to help pay for some of this stuff. So again, if we could get some fan support, then we'd be doing less Uber driving and more reviews of the product reviews. One of the things that has kind of been thrown to the wayside are the product reviews, given the time that I have to do to my day job and the other things I'm doing. That was one thing that kind of just got dropped. But again, this song, if we get to the core of it, kind of got off track there. It's a typical sexual romp that Josephine does. She's kind of oversexed in her personality, and she just doesn't, she doesn't really take kindly to people who can't really perform. And this song is kind of a slam on maybe a guy who thinks he's like all that, but then when it comes down to it, Josephine can outdo this guy like 10 times over when it comes to being in the bedroom. And that's pretty much basically what the song is about. It's not really complicated. We find that this song is very kind of raw. It's probably maybe the third take. The vocal processing probably could have been done a little bit better. We weren't using our Studio Electronics mic at the time. But we feel like if we go back and listen to it, we kind of like the rawness of it. It kind of has like a little bit of a punk feel. And a lot of times what we like to do with our electronic music is kind of bring a lo-fi kind of alternative college radio aspect to it. If you go back in the day, you listen to Husker Du or the Replacements and stuff on SST records, there is some kind of romantic quality to doing things not in a highly processed, modern way where it's so pristine to take all the edge out of it. And I have a very strong punk aesthetic. And when it comes to doing my electronic music, I like to kind of bring some of the lo-fi aspects to the recordings by, doing them as live, a lot of takes live, doing a lot of takes where they're not overwrought, doing things kind of stream of consciousness, not spending a lot of time on tightening up the mix. In the future, we could get really serious about doing that with some of our material. And in the past, we've done some instrumentals where we spent a lot of time going through the quality of the recording and doing that some of the synesthesia material that's all instrumental material that's out there on SoundCloud. It's kind of like that. And we'll think about that in the future as we get more equipment. We're thinking about getting additional sound equipment to get Neve processing and better preamp processing, tighter controls, and eventually we'll be in the DAW world, but we always are going to be into our hardware sense as the primary tool that we use, and bring it into the DAW to do some other things and use some of the vocal processing and production techniques as we get more equipment, Neve processing and better preamps and better digital signal processors and all kinds of mic techniques and doing different things from a production standpoint. We're always open to. We're just taking what we have right now and using it. But anybody that wants to be a co-host, they can contact me directly through this podcast by sending me a voice memo. You can contact me on my Instagram, which is expansive_sound_experiments. So I went too fast. So it's expansive_sound_experiments. You can send me a direct text there. You can also send on our Facebook page, Family Electric Ghost. And so you can contact us there and let us know if you want to talk about it. We have a Skype, which I'll try because I haven't gotten a lot of response. We have a Skype. It's KD Jones MTB, Mountain Tom Boy. You can send me a direct text message there or a Skype call. We'll see if we get inundated with strangeness there or not. But yeah, we're really interested in trying to get a co-host. We almost had one, but it did fall through. That would be really cool when we go on to interviews, because we can have like interviews with multiple people on it, and having a co-host would be awesome. We're kind of leaning toward we'd like to have a female co-host, because we think in a lot in indie music and electronic music and all types of music, we think a female perspective is lacking sometimes on the net. So we'd like to have a female co-host interviewer when we talk to these bands. And a lot of the bands people we talk to are female artists, and it would be cool to have a female perspective. Because even though Josephine Electric is part of my characters, she's my vision of a female artist, not a true female artist. So it would be really cool if we could bring that perspective to our show. So thanks to everyone for listening to us. We've got over 800 listens on this platform. Not where we were on Spearman, but we're building. And we're very appreciative of the listens that we do have. Ever since we've been on Spotify, we've seen like a doubling of our listeners per day. So we're out to like 71 listens per day right now. So that's pretty cool. And we're trying to push so we can get into the thousands of listeners. And that's when we'll probably get the fan support we're looking for. So again, thank you for your support and keep on listening. Be safe out there.